Oh boy. Hello everybody. Welcome back to Aero Racing Tier 2. This is the second last round of the season. Silverstone. Yeah. I believe that the championship is wrapped up already. At least first place in the championship has been decided. Big Bambino is your champion, and he is about, let me see exactly. Right, he's, it has to be more than 58 points clear of his closest competitor, Alu. But yeah, still a lot of places to be gained or lost in the midfield, so it'll be interesting to see how this race transpires. Once again, I apologize if I sound nasally or just like shit. It's because I feel like shit. So yeah, just gonna do a quick quality test on the stream. It's because I feel like shit. Alright, perfect. Hello, Erminator. How's it going, man? How you doing? Aiming for P10. Nah, mate. Shoot for the stars. Aim for the moon, or whatever the fuck that they say. But yeah, if you aim for P1, you'll finish P3, mate. And considering that Bambino has won the fucking title already, I mean, yeah, nothing to lose for him at least. I hope he starts from the back or something. Make this a lot more fun. Anyway, it's 8 p.m. We should be getting underway very soon. Hello, Said. I'm great, man. How are you doing, Said? I need some water. Right, so I got home probably about 20 minutes ago. 25 minutes ago, let's say. I got home, I slipped into my comfy clothes. I was like, alright, I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna have a nice long session of playing Valorant for like 4 or 5 hours straight. I was like, I wonder what's going on in ALR. So I checked my phone and I noticed that nobody who's supposed to do comms is active. I was like, alright, perfect. There goes my plans for tonight. But oh well. It's not that bad, I guess. I don't mind doing comms, and plus I really want to see what kind of lap times people are doing, just because it would help me better prepare for the race on Sunday myself. I should have asked Daxi if he wanted to do co-coms with me. I think that would have been more fun. I think it's still not too late. I'm going to shoot him a message. Yeah, right. So, see if he does decide to pull up. Anyway, it's almost time to get underway here. Should probably turn my game audio up as well, as I can't hear a thing. Actually, I think it's fine. Yeah, it should be fine. Right, so wet race. Oh, fuck yeah, let's go, man. A wet race is gonna be fun to watch. Hell yeah. Alright, so wait to see who the first driver to get out on track is. I guess everybody's just chilling in the pits, putting on their setups and stuff. Cycle up and down a bit. Oh, I see some movement in the Mercedes garage. I think that is Erminator. Let's go, Erm. Last minute sub changing by changing everything. Oh, jeez. Yeah, just raise the wings, fucking all that shit. Should be fine. But right. The Mercedes of Erminator, first car out on track. Come on, man. I was hoping you'd bin it out of the pit lane. That was always fun. Remember that last game? I would do that a lot. God, the Mercedes is so beautiful. It's such a nice car, man. Just look at it. Fortunately, it's gonna get fucked up in the hands of Erminator. I'm just kidding. I'm sure you'll do great, honey. Also, like, I don't know if you can hear me or not, but, like, warm your tires, my friend. Just go on the brakes and, like, go full gas as well. It'll warm them up real nice. 20% brake pressure and, like, full gas. But anyway, it looks like the Mercedes of Erminator, first one out on track. There's a McLaren behind him. I think that's Zab. Yep, that is indeed Zab. Further behind, we have a Ferrari. That is DDK. And I believe that's an Alpine. Yeah, it is a sweet. So, through Stowe Corner, 5th gear, although this is just an outlap. Erminator about to round the last couple of corners to start his first flying lap. 3rd gear on the exit. Foot flat to the floor, and he crosses the line to start his lap. Let's see how he does through the first corner. Keeps it in 7th gear. Interesting choice. That probably means that he's running a bit higher downforce compared to the rest, but we'll wait and see if that is actually accurate as he crosses through that very tricky left-hander to get the power down, but aces it. DRS wide open onto the first straight of the circuit. And now, fastest Sector 1, obviously, as he was the first person to set a Sector 1 time, rides over the sausage curbs a little bit on the entry, but looks nice and clean out of there. No movement on the rear end, which you always want to avoid. Through the Sir Lewis Hamilton straight, or the old pit straight, and into Copse, keeping it in 7th gear once again. Not really on the limits in terms of track limits, but still looked pretty tidy from him. And through Maggots and Beckett's, he invalidates on the entry, which is unfortunate for him. We'll skip further on back and have a look at Zab now. See how he's going. Lifts through Copse lift and the downshift. Yeah, so I mean, it's easy flat in qualifying at least, and throughout the second stint in your race, you should be taking that corner flat out. But I guess seeing with how much turn-in he had there, he's going to learn that for his next run. As now he crosses through Stowe, keeps in 7th. Yeah, it just looked a bit shoddy there from him, but nevertheless, approaches the end of his first lap through the final couple of corners. Let's see if he can get it right. Just about. Crosses the line for the first time of a 26.4, so that's the benchmark for everybody to chase at the moment. DDK is going to be the second person to cross the line. As he gets on that outside curb, looked like a neat exit. Will it be quicker? It is not quicker than Zab, a 26.6, so at the moment it is advantage Zab. Further back, we'll have a look at Saeed, as he is now making his way through Stowe Corner. 6th gear, took it a bit safe, it seemed like, which props you have to do in your first flying lap. You just want to get a time on the board, but this looks pretty good from Saeed at the moment. Crosses the line, and not quicker than Zab by half a tenth. He is behind Zab at the moment. Let's have a look at Hellman. He is not on a lap. Is also not on a lap. Jimmy is on an outlap. So Trums. Trums has invalidated. Alright, let's just yeah, let's look at Hellman. See how he goes for this lap. Want to try avoiding giving this guy the commentator curse. This is realistically a very good shot at points for him. Goes a bit wide on the entry, but manages to salvage the corner. Third gear for this one. I prefer fourth personally, just a bit less of drama on the exit, but I guess you could go either way. Oh, and he invalidates at Cops. It's unlucky. Julio to the line, P3, 26.5. Not bad, but still about a tenth and a half off of P1 at the moment. Ferrari next crossing the line. Who was that? That was Hanlan. There's an invalidated lap, I think. I don't fucking know. No, actually it was DDK. It was not Halinan. Right, so quite a few people are still not out. I'm not exactly sure what's going on there. Jimmy's on the lap though, right on board with him. As is Jaguar, I believe. Jaguar is going to cross the line first, so we'll stay with him for a moment. Bambino retires, so he's officially starting from the back as Jaguar just clips that sausage curb on the inside. That's not going to do him much good, but regardless, he still manages to put his car into P3. Let's see what Jimmy can do. He goes fastest with a 26.278. Fastest lap so far after the first runs are over and done with. So, yeah, good shit for Jimmy. I'm gonna call him Jimmy. I don't care if he doesn't like it. It's Jimmy now. Yeah, so I believe that is first runs over and done with for the majority of the grid. Erminator is out for his second run on an out lap at the moment. I believe he's got to be going for... Is he out of fuel? Or is he just going for another lap? He's going for another lap, ladies and gentlemen. He is not out of fuel. Alrighty, let's keep an eye on Julio. Let's see what he can do. Crosses the line to start his second flying lap on the same set of tires, I believe. Interesting. God, I'm not getting great camera angles here, am I? Which one's the onboard? I'm so confused right now. Okay, there we go. Right, so I'm not sure if he's picking up any slipstream from that McLaren in front. The AlphaTauri gets out of the way nicely there, as does the McLaren. That Williams car with the Duracell battery on the top. It's very... I love that. That's so fucking sick. Delivery shit. Anyway, through Cops now. Downshifts. Slight lift. Very, very slight. And a downshift, but... yeah, not flat. That is the important thing to keep in mind. As he is going through Magnussen back. Oh my... His inputs just looked so good over there. That had to have been fast. It had to be, yep, fastest second sector so far. So, provided that he can hook up this last sector, he should be looking at a decent improvement. Approaches the final braking zone and now heads his way through the final couple of corners and now the last. Julio to the line and oof. It's an improvement, but it's not quite as fast as I thought it would be. He only manages to work himself up into P4. Let's have a look at Erminator, just approaching the entry of Maggots at the moment. Let's see. Oh, wow. You know, the fact that wasn't invalid, just very interesting to me. Nevertheless, props to him, keeping it within the white lines for once. We have yellow flags, but that's just for a car letting another car through. Don't fuck it up, Erminator. Don't fuck it up. Good boy. To the line, Erminator goes P6, 26.6. Right. Let's have a look at Trem's. Not actually sure if is his battery on? Yeah, it is. Okay. Trem's one of the, let me just do some quick maths here for a second, one of the 6 drivers who have not yet set a time. So with 6 minutes left in the session, he just needs to get a banker on the board, at least 1 lap time, and he can go for glory on the second run after this. Middle split looked okay at best. I'm not entirely sure if Trems is going to be challenging for pole on this run, but we'll wait to see. As now he crosses the line, and it is P8, currently slowest of everybody who has set a lap so far. Saeed is invalidated. Erm is on an in lap. Jimmy is starting a new flying lap, so we'll come back to him in a bit. Yellow flags again. That is for an Alpine, possibly out of fuel, not entirely sure. Come on, Halanan, my boy. Come on, lad. I mean, you have 5 minutes. I mean, just trundle to the line and you'll start ahead of Bambino. That's all I want for you, man. DDK makes his way through cups, looked nice and clean. We just need that AlphaTauri to get out of the way as soon as possible for him. Although, I'm sure that AlphaTauri will be looking to get into the pits as soon as possible so that he has enough time remaining to go out for another run. DDK currently with the fastest middle split of anybody thus far. Trems gets out of the way nicely. 5th gear through Stowe. Looked a bit squirrely on the exit, but that won't have done him too much damage. Hallinan goes P9 with a 127 flat. And DDK next across the line goes fastest with a 26.134. So, yeah. Just showing that he has a bit more in it than Jimmy at the moment. Yeah, the field is indeed very close. Jimmy responds with a 125.947, dethroning DDK from that top spot. So, at the moment it looks like a straight fight between these two. Slimmy Cam has also retired from the session. So he joins Big Bambino, probably going to be starting from the back, the both of them. Running super high wings for the race, so it seems it's shit in quali. Yeah, I mean, that's probably the wise decision, man. On this game, we're having low wings on a wet track is a death trap. Like, yeah, it's just not a good idea. But you are right, the field is super close. Everybody's within, I'd say, a tenth or 2/10 of the car in front of them. Jack Kings also retires from the session, so we have 3 drivers who will fill up the back rows, or 1.5 back row. DDK and Jimmy are going to be making their way back into the pits. Should have more than enough time to go out again for a flying lap. Actually, it might be tight with Jimmy. I'm not entirely sure if he's going to make it or not, but we'll wait and see. It looks like Julio, I'm just going to call him Julio because it sounds cooler, is going to be the first one to start their final runs with 3 minutes left on the clock. Let's see what he can do. Crosses the line to start his flying lap. Wow. Second gear through there, interesting. So yeah, it is a low speed corner, although I feel like with how tricky the traction zone is on that exit, second gear is just a detriment. It gets you better rotation, sure, but while putting the power down, it's a lot trickier, but who am I to judge if he has the capability to do that? Fastest first sector of anybody, which he has shown indeed that he can drive that car probably better than I can at the moment. As now he heads through cups. Oh, wow. I'm not exactly sure what that was, but that looked like the rear end was slipping. Although I imagine he was under control of it. Fifth gear through the exit of, I believe is that Stavolo? I don't fucking know. He's on the hanger straight right now. That's all that counts. I know like two corner. I know the corner names, but I don't know what corner they are, if that makes sense. I should probably look them up or something. But Julio rounds the final couple of corners now into the line. Let's see what lap time he can set. Not good enough for pole, but it's a decent effort from him. 26 flat he sets, goes P2 just behind Jimmy. Splits Jimmy and DDK. Who's next across the line? I believe it is a Red Bull of mini turns, right? Yeah. No, mini turns is just starting his lap. Trems is on an out lap. Who dat Alpine? That's Said. Sorry if I'm lost. If I seem lost, it's because I am. Erminator, fastest middle split so far. Let's see what lap time he can get up to. 45 seconds left on the clock, so no more chances after this, as he unfortunately just has a bit of an issue through Stowe, it seemed. But not to worry, he can still set a decent lap time if he just gets this final sector together. To the line, Erminator does not improve, unfortunately, after that mistake through Stowe. But let's have a look at, I believe, the Ferrari of, is that DDK? It's Howland and DDK still to start their laps. 12 seconds left. DDK has got to get a move on if he wants to make the line. Oh, buddy, oh, buddy, oh, buddy. 3 seconds. I don't think he's going to make it. He didn't make it. Oh. Unlucky, man. Zab goes into the pits. Julio goes into the pits. So these three will not be improving. So unless somebody else can pull out a miracle of sorts, it will be Jimmy on pole for Silverstone. Let's have a look at mini turns. Currently last, hoping to improve that. Crosses the line, moves himself up a place, goes P10. Further back we have Trems making his way through Stowe. Trems currently P8 with a 26.798. Let's see if he can make any improvements. Yes, he does. Very solid lap from him. Goes up into P4. Then we have, I believe, Said, next one across the line. Goes P2. Very, very strong effort from Said there. Then I believe it's Jaguar next across the line in the Red Bull. Goes only P5. I expected a bit more pace from him considering the eval races and all. Next one, Jimmy, I believe. Let's see if he can. He already pretty much has pole in the bag. Let's see if he can do it better. And yes, he can. Improves his lap time by about 100th. Still more than enough to secure pole position here at Silverstone. But yeah, it is going to be Jimmy on pole, and Said is going to line up on the front row alongside him. Fuck yeah, Said on the front row. Let's go. Represent. Yeah, mate, I saw, man. That was just, yeah. I mean, you could have been up there. That's all I'm gonna say. But no matter, just don't get a penalty in the race, man. Just don't do it. I know how much you want to, but don't do it. Trust me, it's not worth it. Track extending is not worth it, mate. And plus, with how much of a DRS train this track tends to produce at times, I wouldn't be surprised if everybody just managed to hang in that leading train, at least for a while. Bambino is going to be looking to make some moves through the field as well, as is Jag Kings. We know Jag Kings is very quick. But yeah, congratulations to Jimmy on pole position. I'm not entirely sure if it's his first ever pole position, but Pole nonetheless. Second place goes to Saeed, third place to Julio, fourth to DDK, 5 Jaguar, and yeah, I thought we had 12 seconds. Anywho. Oh, motherfucker, it's raining. Jesus. This is classic British weather. I say that, but I'd kill for some rain right now. Oh, you're right. There ain't no DRS. It's wet. Well, you just gotta pray that you have enough straight line speed to get those overtakes done, boy. Germinator. Alright, as we have 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. So the lights out and away we go. At the moment, it looks like Jimmy got the better of the starts. Further back, DDK already alongside and ahead of Saeed. Going into turn 1, DDK is going to snatch P2 away from him, but he misjudges the corner and just has to go off track and cuts ahead of Saeed. I'm not entirely sure if he's going to have to return that position. Further back, it looks like they're going 4 wide as a Red Bull just gets a bit out of shape further back. I believe that was mini turns 3 wide into this next corner. Does not often go, but they managed to sort themselves out as the Ferrari of Haaland spun out. Nearly took somebody else with him. Slimmy barely getting off the line, but it looks like everybody else has managed to somehow make it through that. Unfortunately, Haaland just had a bit of a spin there. But, yeah. Jeesh. Everybody on the intermediate tires. I thought it would be full wet, but I guess not. Let's have a look at Bambino, already up into P8. Trems and Said going side by side into cups, and it looks like Said's just going to lose out on that occasion. Maybe gave a bit too much space to Trems, and that means Erminator's going to be all over the back of him through the exit of Beckett's, and you can see he's practically pushing Said along. Said maybe taking a bit of time to get used to the wet track. Further back, we have mini turns and Big Bambino going at it. Bambino maybe, yes, he is losing a position to mini turns. Possibly just got a bit out of shape there. Oh god, I'm gonna throw up. No, I'm fine. Oh, okay. Ugh. Yellow flag in sector 3. That is the Alpine of Slimmy Cam. Jimmy sets the fastest lap as he is the first person to complete a lap. Let's have a look at Jaguar and Julio going at it through turn 1. If I can get a fucking camera angle on this. Yes, I can. Looks like Julio is going to come out on top. Jaguar not going to give it up easy, though. Tries to have a look down the inside, but just runs out of space. There, Trems hanging back, trying to maybe pick up the pieces on these two fighting up ahead. Jaguar going to go for it, though, down the inside of Julio. Just gets pinched a bit there, not quite enough to get the move done, but he's gonna have a look again down the inside. He sends it. Julio leaves the space, but with the superior grip on that outside line, it looks like Jaguar won't be able to get that done. Trem's gonna try a bit of a switchback now on Jaguar. Nah, doesn't quite get it done there, but as we know, our favorite corner off this track is coming up, and yeah, he's smarter than Ascended there. Jaguar maybe just has a bit more straight line speed than the cars in front. I actually want to have a look at the ERS levels of these guys. Julio is doing better than Jaguar at the moment in terms of ERS. DDK is also all over the back of Jimmy. We'll keep an eye out on that. Trems now on the straight, gonna try and look for a move. Jaguar tries to defend the inside, just pushes Trems out of it, so Trems is going to have to try and go for it in a different occasion, different corner. DDK very close to the back of Jimmy on this exit, just drops back a little bit while putting the power down. Don't think he'll be looking to go for anything into turn 2. Further back, oh, it looked like Julio might have had an issue there. Not quite sure what it was, maybe a bit of a half spin or a bit of a tap from somebody. But nevertheless, he's lost out a couple of positions. Three positions, yeah, 3 positions. Further back, Mini turns and Big Bambino. Bambino gets past his man as Slimmy Cam goes for another spin. Bambino now going to try it down the inside of as well. Erminator leaves him the space nicely. Bambino just trying to inch ahead. Erminator leaving him room all the time. This is very close racing from these two. Nothing in it between the two of them, and it looks like Bambino has got the move done ahead of Erminator, and now he has his teammate Julio in front of him, who, I mean, it depends on the pace delta between these two, but if Bambino is a lot quicker, Julio should be looking to move over and let Bambino do the attacking on the cars in front. Further ahead, Trems, close off the back of Jaguar. But not quite close enough to go for it into Stowe. Jaguar does have a bit more power in the battery. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what's with Bambino's brake inputs. I've seen that a couple of times before. It looks like he, like, spams the brake button, if that makes sense. Like, he, like, I don't know. Yeah, you see that? It's kind of weird. But, fuck it, I mean, he's probably quicker than I am, so if it works, it works. Oh, gets a bit out of shape there, but he will have the better exit on his teammate. His teammate should be looking to move over, kind of let him through. Looked like a bit of a tap as Slimmy Cam retires in the pits. Bambino now trying to maybe go for it down the inside. No, his teammate is defending from him, interestingly. Is that a safety car? Do we have a VSC? Yeah, we do have a VSC. How the fuck did that happen? Oh, Slimmy Cam. He... Oh. He fucked it before the pit entry. That makes sense. I thought he retired in the pit lane. Oh well. You live and you learn. As we are back underway on green flag conditions, Bambino once again all over the back of his teammate, who realistically should be doing better to wave his teammate through. Although I don't mind the fact that they're trying to have some nice racing. I mean, Bambino's already won the title, so nevertheless, Bambino clears his teammate on the hanger straight with some ease, and now he can set after Saeed. Trems still all over the back of Jaguar, maybe just getting a bit pent up there, thinking he could be fighting with the guys in front. He's been so close behind Jaguar this entire time, and Jag's just been losing time to the drivers ahead. So Mini turns is very close to the back of Erminator, as they're practically side by side through turn 1. If I could for once just get a good camera angle on this fucking game, I swear. When the paper walls are pushing back on you, like eventually you'll push through the moment that you realize. And hummingbird, I know it's our time, but stay on with me. Is Bambino close enough to go for a move on Saeed? No, he is not. Gonna have to wait just a little bit longer. Erminator is not gonna wait. Actually, Mini Turns is not going to wait to go for a move on Erminator, though. Goes for it down the inside of Stowe, but now Irma's going to have that inside line into the next corner. It's not going to mean anything because he's just too far back. It looked like Jags might have missed a breaking point there, or something happened as he goes off track into the gravel a bit too deep, and that's cost him heaps of time. Further ahead, DDK very close again to the back of Jimmy, but he's not able to make anything work. Bambino goes for it down the inside of Said, but Said's going to have the switchback here, and maybe a double switchback through this next corner as well if he can get the power down earlier than Bambino, which he seems to have done, but that traction control just limits him so much there. Not able to get the exit he needs to go for a move. And that sees Bambino up into P5. DDK once again practically pushing Jimmy around the track. Still has a lot of battery though, but if he truly is quicker, he needs to clear him quick to defend from Bambino. He's climbing up the field at the moment. Jaguar once again with trems all over the back of him. The dirty air through this sector is so strong that oftentimes it gets difficult to go for a move without dumping your entire battery, as we have a yellow flag, and that is for Erminator, and I believe he is down wing as well. And that is a full safety car, ladies and gentlemen. The first one of the race. Should be pitting for a new front wing. Jimmy gets a... Huh? What? No, man, that is some bullshit. Jimmy gets a drive-through penalty for speeding under safety car. You know you have to fix your delta within 15 seconds. I don't even think the fucking safety car was out for 15 seconds. That is some bullshit. Mini gets 5 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. I mean, I'm less mad about that. But come on. I'll have to wait and see what happened there, but that just didn't seem fair, and that's pretty much just robbed us of a nice fight for the lead. DDK is going to be very happy about that, but man, oh man. Alright, let's just hope that he knows not to serve a drive-through under safety car, and that there should be another safety car coming out soon, so just keep your head in the game. He has pacified at the front, he's shown that already, but yeah. That's so unlucky for him. Decides to go on the wets. I believe that is a bold fashion statement. Although you cannot disagree with the fact that the wets do look better on that car than the inters do. God, I feel like I have a fever coming on again. Please talk to me if you're watching this stream. I'm bored. I need some entertainment. Is Erminator going to swap onto a set of intermediates? No, he is not. Man, how the fuck are you typing and driving at the same time, bro? Man. If you can type, just tell me what happened. You're a helper, so you know you can pause under safety car. Just saying. It's in the rulebook, mate. Oh, you spawn on your own? Uh, well, I hope the strategy call works out for you, mate. I see no reason why it shouldn't. I mean, the track, I'm not entirely sure if it's ready for wets just as yet, just by looking at it. Although I don't have the help of Jeff on this. But it just looks a little too dry for wets at the moment. However, you're in the race, you probably know better than me. I'm just a fucking idiot mouthing off. Anyway, I believe the safety car should be in at the end of this lap. We'll wait till it crosses the third sector line and we'll see if we get the notification or not. Yep. Safety car in this lap. Race control has personally sent an electrical impulse into my asshole and told me that the safety car is coming in, so you can trust me, guys. I know what I'm talking about. Jimmy just warming his tires up. He does have a drive-through coming his way, but that's not going to stop him from trying to get a jump on DDK and the rest of the pack. As now he gets a bit out of shape out of that last corner, but he does put the power down and he has gone. Not quite caught DDK off guard too much there, but nevertheless, a clean restart from him. So I'll look at Erminator. Further back, it looks like these three are going at it. Yeah, Erminator all over the back of Jack King's. Gonna try it around the outside, maybe. Not quite. Doesn't have the room there. Again, just looking for that switchback. Let's see if he can get it. Does look like he put the power down better than Jack King's in front, but is it enough? Jack King's is gonna have a move of himself on Halnan. Goes down the inside. Halnan leaving him the space as has gone deep. Not sure if that was a lockup or what, but these two still going side by side. Jack King's trying to hang it around the outside. Halnan leaves him just enough space on that outside curb. So now they go side by side through the bend once again and in towards Cops. It is Jack King's who comes out in front. Manages to gain a position on the Ferrari. Halnan has to settle for P11 at the moment. It was good racing from those two. Jimmy probably going to be in this lap to serve his drive-through. Yeah, good idea. Just burn your whole battery. No point hanging on to it. You're going to gain it back in the pit lane anyway. Yellow flags in Sector 3, and that is yet another safety car. It is Halnan this time who has had a spin fresh off of being passed by Jack King's. He has lost his front wing, and that is the second safety car of the race. Third if you count the virtual safety cars, and oh boy. So I'm not entirely sure what the protocol is, but Jimmy has to serve that drive-through in the next 3 laps, and if the safety car stays out for 3 laps, I'm not sure what's going to happen here. He didn't have time to go in, that's for sure. Oh my god, what happens if... Okay, what happens if the safety car just, like, keeps coming out every single lap till the end of the race and Jimmy never has time to go into the pits to serve his penalty? What's gonna happen then? Will he win? Or will he get disqualified? I'm just gonna put my head back and relax for a bit, listen to the sounds of the cars. Well, I mean, if there's any good that came out of this, Hallinan has some fresh tires. He could try and get to the end of the race on that set. Oh. Jesus. Yeah, I mean, he has about 3 lap fresher tires than everybody in front of him. And I'm not quite sure if these inters are going to make it to the end. They probably will. Boring safety car. Tell me about it, let's see some entertainment, buddy. I want a dive bomber too. That would be fun. Right? Let's see a classic Erminator send. How about it? It's what I like to hear. Oh, God. I'm tired. It's almost 1 a.m. over here. I slept all day, but I'm still fucking tired for some reason. I have to be up in a few hours for class, which is great. That's just great. If I were a betting man, I'd say the safety car's coming in at the end of this lap. I think Jamie knows that too. Yeah, there it is. There's the impulse. Safety car in this lap. Jimmy aggressively warming his fronts up. Let's see if he could get a better restart compared to last time. Has a bit more practice this time at least. I mean, if he really wants to catch DDK napping, he should go right now. Alright, now patient on the power, my friend. Good boy. Alright, well, he did the same thing as last time, but the gap is actually smaller between him and DDK. So, I wouldn't say that he caught DDK off or anything, but nevertheless, once again, a clean restart from him. Everybody looks to be keeping it neat and tidy at the moment. Terminator gaining on Jack Kings. Kind of. Not really. Never mind. Forget I said that. I think we had Jack Kings maybe looking for it down the inside of Zab. Gap didn't really open up for him there. My back hurts. Gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, track limit infringements, unfortunately for him. As he now gets passed by Halnan around the outside. So I believe those wet tires are not quite working at the moment. DDK so close behind Jimmy. So we have a yellow flag in Sector 2. That is for Erminator, but he looks to be back on track and moving once again. As we have another yellow flag. I'm not sure what that was. Anyway, Jimmy in to serve his bullshit drive-through penalty, which means DDK takes the lead of the race. Yeah, it was looking to be a good fight between those two, but DDK now ahead as Jaguar sets a faster lap than him. How the fuck? What? Oh, because it was a safety car restart. I'm stupid. Anyway, last time DDK pulled a very nice gap to Jaguar. Let's see if he can repeat that. and try and hold on to the end of the race from the threats further behind. Trems was all over the back of Jaguar as well before the safety car started to come out, so let's see if he's able to clear him this time around. Oh no! Erminator retires in the pits and leaves the session. Orange rear wing. Man. Yeah, I mean, once you get rear wing damage in this game, your race is pretty much over. And especially in the wet, when you need as much downforce as you can get, it's just practically a death sentence. So it looks like Jaguar is weak through cops, which is why every time I've noticed Trems is all over the back of him, it's through this section of the track. But this time Trems is in it with a very good chance. 2/10 behind. Does he have enough straight line speed to go for it? No, he doesn't. Just once again has to settle behind Jaguar. I think that's the problem here. Jag's probably running a bit lower downforce than Trems behind, and that's helping him in defending. In this case, it's best for Trems to try and outbrake Jaguar and just send one down the inside, because with his higher downforce, he can get the car stopped earlier, and Jag probably has to brake earlier than normal because he has that lower downforce. You can just see the difference in cornering speed between these two. Yeah, you've just got to send it and hope for the best. That's what I would do in this situation. Turns on the overtake, but once again, not close enough to go for it. As now maybe, oh, he's so close towards cops, but just not able to get it done. Look, he's having to go wide. That's how close off the back of Jaguar he is. And yeah, I mean, if you don't just go for it, you're going to be sat behind him forever, pretty much, as he gets out of shape there, and that's going to give Bambino the invitation he needs to go for it. Maybe towards the inside into Stowe, not quite close enough, but he's actually going to get the position as Trems goes a bit wider and waves Bambino on through. Now, what Trems should be looking to do is hang with Bambino, and when Bambino goes for a move on Jaguar, just try and follow him through. That would be the best way to pass the Red Bull. Jaguar hasn't exactly lost touch to DDK in front. Jimmy sets the fast lap of the race. Really turns is dropping back. Him and Julio are going side by side. Mini turns around the outside. Not quite enough. Julio's going to live to see another corner. Bambino very close behind Jag. Going to try it down the inside of Cops. Barely avoiding contact there. And it looks like they're going to have to go side by side in through towards Maggots. Bambino just backs out of that one. It's a smart decision from him. Wouldn't want to see any tires tangling up through that section. That would certainly mean a DNF or a penalty for somebody, as now Bambino is going to switch on the overtake button and try for it down the inside into Stowe. Is he going to get the position? Yes, he is. Cruises on past Jaguar and picks up another place, and up into P2 he goes. And Trems is going to be really frustrated at this point behind Jaguar. So, 10 laps remaining. Still a lot of racing to happen. Jimmy in P11 at the moment. That's just heartbreaking for him, because at one point he was looking set to win the race, and now He's dropped all the way back. Trems once again just so close behind Jaguar. I love this camera angle, by the way. So nice. I could watch this forever. Okay, well, I was in a bit of a trance there, but I'm back, guys. Nothing to worry about. I'm still with you. Trems goes wide once again through cups. Surprisingly, we haven't seen a lot of track limit penalties at the moment. I think it's just... Is it just Julio? Let me have a look at penalties real quick. No, it's just Jag Kings who has a penalty for track limits. Mini Turns got one for speeding in the pit lane, and Jimmy got one for speeding under the safety car. Yeah, I'm just gonna say, I'm sorry if I'm really quiet right now, guys. I just can't. I'm very, very tired. Struggling to keep up. Okay. Oh, Howland and Jack Kings. Howland goes down the inside. Gets himself ahead. Good move, Howland. Up into P8. If he can keep himself within the 5 seconds of mini turns, he will be looking at finishing in P7. That's very decent points for him. And should be good points for the Scuderia in general if DDK can manage to win this race. We have about 9 laps remaining at the end of this one, I believe, and Bambino is 1.5 seconds behind DDK at the moment and not really gaining on him, which is the crucial bit. Gained a 10th through on the straight, I believe, but it looks like it's advantage DDK through the corners. Let's have another look at Trems. Alright, show it to me, Trems. Let's see it, buddy. Overtake on. Come on, buddy. Come on. Get her done. Yeah, not quite. With how powerful the slipstream is in this game, I guess it does kind of act like a DRS of sorts. Ooh, Trems now with possibly the best shot he's had in a while. Gets the switchback on Jaguar. Heading in towards Cops. He manages to inch in front. Will he be able to get the position? Into Cops they go, and Trems is finally ahead of Jaguar. He gets his man at last and moves himself up into P3. Further back, Howland and Jack King still going at it. These guys fighting tooth and nail. Nothing in it. But it's still in the favor of Howland in front of Jack Kings at the moment. But yeah, Trems finally manages to get past Jaguar. That was an absolutely amazing move from him. Love to see that. And he moves himself up into P3, and we'll wait to see if he can try and maybe right, so I'm gonna refrain from saying much here, but all I'm gonna say is that this is probably the longest pit lane on the calendar. DDK. Let's hope it was fucking worth it, my man. You've got a hell of a job to do from here on out. Bambino is currently the race leader, 2.3 seconds ahead of his closest rival, Trems. Jaguar gets himself back into the podium position after a late pit stop from DDK. He does have 12-lap fresher tires on everybody, but, will he be able to make all of these overtakes, as many turns as making an overtake of his own on Julio, and he does manage to get the position. But, yeah, I mean, Jack Kings and DDK scrapping it out once again. I mean, Jack Kings and Hallinan, sorry. Hallinan defending that inside for his life, and he's going to have the inside line into Cops as well. That should do him good. Let's see if he manages to defend it. Yes, he does. Jack Kings just has to slot in behind. But, yeah, going back to DDK. Look, if you didn't have to overtake all of these cars, I would say it's a good choice. But the fact that you have to clear the whole field now is just, I don't know. And Jack Kings now manages to fly past Hanan once again on the straight. These two scrapping have lost so much time to mini turns that I believe the penalty will not affect them anymore. So it's a straight fight between Hanan and Jack Kings. Hanan just needs to finish within 3 seconds of Jack Kings, as he's going to have a look down the inside through the last corner. This is brilliant racing between these two. It's been going on for a few laps, and now Hallinan has the inside line in towards turn 1 and manages to retake the position from Jack Kings. Jack Kings is not going to give this one up just yet, though. He has this next straight to attack on. Hallinan just getting a bit out of shape through the middle of that corner. As is Jack Kings. But I mean, I'm just trying to figure out like what DDK was thinking, because he had everything. I mean, I'm not entirely sure what the tire wear was, but this seems like he's basically thrown a race win away, putting it lightly, I guess. Because if we take a look at the gap in terms of to the leader, he's 20 seconds behind Bambino. And that wouldn't be so much of an issue considering how fresh his tires is. He should be looking to gain multiple seconds per lap. But he also has the entire field to overtake as he's doing this. It just seems like a risk that I would never go for that. And I'm trying to figure out why DDK did. Maybe to give himself a bit of a challenge, but mate, I'd just take the race win and fucking dip if I were him. But I guess we'll wait till the end of the race to see what actually the reason for that was. DDK now, first blood on Jimmy, manages to get the position ahead of him. Jack Kings gets another 3-second penalty for track limits. Fastest lap, DDK. You can just see how much better his tires are. He should be going for it down the inside of Zab as well. I mean, if he's going to cut through the field like butter, just like he did through Zab, then maybe this is less of an issue than I initially thought it was. But that being said, he does have only 6 laps left, including this one. So still going to be a hell of a drive if he wants to get himself back into P1. I'm going to leave the gap on leader here because it is coming down quite a bit. Let's see if he can outgrip his way past. Yes, he can, and Halnan does God's work in moving out of the way, but at the same time he lost the position to Jack Kings there. Jack Kings and Halnan gonna go at it through Cops side by side. Halnan around the outside and just loses out to Jack Kings there. They went wheel to wheel. That was very lovely racing from the two of them. But it is Jack Kings who manages to get himself past Hallinan. I think Hallinan just got a bit out of shape on that exit there. DDK now 4 seconds, I believe. Yeah, that's 3.5 seconds he has to catch up to the Williams car in front. Hallinan drops behind Jimmy. Jimmy now catching back up to the field. We know he had great pace. And he makes the pass on Howland. Gap between DDK and the leader is coming down all the time, but it's just not going to be enough, man. Yeah, I mean, he needs to gain 4 seconds a lap, right? Yeah, 4 seconds a lap with all the overtakes that he needs to make. So, yeah. Bit of a miracle needed here. Look, if it was any other track, if he tried this at Zandvoort, I'd be so happy with him. Because that's a track with a short pit lane, I believe. Silverstone is just such a long pit lane, man. You lose so much time through there, but nevertheless. He should still be looking at picking up decent points here and maybe potentially get himself in front of Said by the end of this race. He should do. With how great of a tire advantage he has. And I have to thank him for making this race interesting. You can just see the grip difference between him and Julio in front. He's going to make easy work of the Williams, or he should at least. Doesn't look like he has enough battery to go for it, but he's going to send it down the inside anyway. He doesn't care if he has enough battery or not. The tire difference is so massive between those two. And DDK, with a phenomenal move, moves himself up into P6. And the hunt is on. Mini turns is next. 4 seconds up the road. Let's see how long it takes DDK to catch him up. If it is by the end of this lap, then I'm going to eat my words because he will be in a good spot to win this race, actually. Many turns, obviously, with that 5-second penalty. As now Jimmy moves himself past Jack Kings on the straight. And Zab and Halnan are going at it. Zab trying to move on Halnan. Halnan has the fresher tires, but Zab has that inside line. Let's see if Halnan is managing to get the better grip on that outside line. Looks like he was maybe revving his car out a bit too much there. But nevertheless, retains P10 in front of Zab. So DDK has indeed caught up to the back of many turns. Oh man, that's a bit of a love tap from him. Hopefully there's no damage for either of those two cars. It was just a little tap. I don't think that's worth anything in terms of stewards, but DDK now gonna go for the move down the inside of many turns. Manages to get it done. Up into P5 he goes. Next car is Said, 4.5 seconds up the road. With 3 laps left, including this one. So if he can make the pass on Said, he has a case for going for it on Jaguar as well, but it's gonna be difficult. Maney picks up another 3-second time penalty, and that's gonna add hold on, it's not over yet. Bambino gets a 3-second time penalty for track limits, and that has now practically served the win to Trems on a silver platter. Trems within a second of Bambino in front. And all he has to do is finish within 3 seconds of the leader to win this race. Bambino, who after starting last managed to work his way up to the front after a pit stop from DDK, now has a time penalty that will most definitely, unless he can somehow gap Trems in the lap and a half, this is going to be the race win for Trems. Wow, that's an unfortunate error from Bambino there. Well, we'll wait to see how it goes. DDK still gaining all the time on Said. Mini Turn's actually deciding to go into the pits. Didn't retire, probably gonna go for fast lap or something actually. Two seconds is the gap between DDK and Said. So if he wants this to go his way for a podium, he needs to clear Said this lap and then Jaguar on the next lap. Leaving it all to do these final few laps at Silverstone. Yeah, I mean, as his tires wear out, the difference begins to mellow out a bit, and he doesn't have that same grip advantage that he did at the start. Oh, gets a bit out of shape through Stowe for good measure, and it looks like he has closed the gap a bit to Said, but he can't afford to make errors like this. Yeah, I mean, I think getting Jaguar is out of the question here for him, but possibly gonna go for it on Said towards the end of this. Bambino needs a miracle to win this race. At the moment, it looks like Trems is sat in the perfect position to pick up a race win in Tier 2. Incredible stuff. Jaguar comfortable in P3 at the moment. DDK within a second of Said in front. Keep an eye on these two because we know that these guys are going to be scrapping on this final lap for that fourth position. And now, man, DDK, if he stayed out and Bambino got that penalty, it would have been a different story. Oh, whatever. We're going to have to switch to Bambino soon, although I really don't want to because I feel like Said and DDK are going to be scrapping towards the line. Said practically weaving as Bambino goes off the track, and he's all the way around almost. But he is going to cross the line in first place. However, he is not going to win as Trems goes through on Bambino, and Trems wins the Tier 2 race here at Silverstone. DDK and Said, it looks like Said's going to come out on top. So it is Trems who wins from Big Bambino after his 3-second time penalty. Jaguar manages to finish in P3, rounds off the podium positions. Said hangs on to P4, and DDK, after leading for the entirety of the first stint, only finishes P5. Julio in P6, Jimmy P7 after... Well, actually, it was Jimmy who was leading the first stint. My bad. It was DDK who was fighting for the lead. Jimmy, after an unfortunate drive-through penalty, has to settle for 7th. Jag Kings actually manages to get out of the 6 seconds window of Howland and finishes P8. Howland finishes in P9, and I believe it was Zab in P10. Oh boy. I mean, so much could have happened there, but big congrats to Trems for winning his first race. I mean, I'm not sure if it's his first race, actually. I don't know why the fuck I said that, but yeah, when everybody else was losing their heads, he was keeping it cool and manages to pick up a race win. Bambino, if he didn't get that penalty, would have been an easy win for him. Jaguar finishes in P3. Realistically, didn't look like he had the pace to challenge for a win here today, but nevertheless, to finish with a podium, that's a great result for him. Said finishes in P4, manages to just hang on of the onslaught from DDK further behind, who finishes in P5 with the fastest lap. Julio finishes in P6, Jimmy P7, and Jack King's P8, Talman P9, Zab P10. And that rounds off your point finishers here today. With that, thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you guys next time. For the final race, actually, we'll see you guys for the final race at Austria, I believe. Yeah, Austria. So take care, everybody. See you guys next week. Bye-bye.